position I'm going to be talking in.
I take your chin is in your neck right now, and you're like, am I correct? Yeah.
I'm now trying to put my chin in my neck, but there's too much of a double chin in the way. Can't break it. I can't break through. It's too strong. I shaved in preparation for this, by the way.
Oh.
I didn't really. Right, hello and welcome to the Chappy Chat Podcast.
Oh, what? Hello.
I thought this was getting off to a cracking start, so we might as well begin. I am your host with the most pounds overweight, Harry Brown. I'm also joined by the cracking, but also lacking, Tristan Kennedy.
Yeah.
Back in a dick.
And we also got Ben.
Hi, my name is Tristan Kennedy. How you doing?
And then Swaglord69. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hey.
That's Axel. It's brilliant.
Well,
So
I go by my real name, Swaglord69.
oh yeah, had that
Oh,
name
hey.
come into origin.
Hey, Swaggle 69.
Still is just a pseudonym.
How did this name come into origin?
Well, I was
The name from
counting
the
numbers
Bible.
and got to 69.
Is there a great line of Swaglords, and you're just a mere?
Yeah, I'm the 69th Swaglord.
Oh, I see. So there is a line of Swaglords then.
Has it got any connection to the sex? 69.
No, we're all
Yeah, the position. Some say the
Mm.
most holy position, because actually
That.
there's no penetration going on.
Is
so-
there a position for masturbating and crying? Because that's the one I do a lot.
Yeah, it's called the pincer maneuver.
Wow, isn't it?
It's,
Yeah, it's the wow.
The World of Warcraft.
yeah.
The pincer movement is one I'm personally a fan of.
Go on.
The hole is positioned in a
The hole.
the hole that needs
The
to be
butthole.
any hole is needed
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
that can be penetrated. And the pincer movement is where you and a friend essentially Ben left and rejoined.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
We're talking about the pincer
What up?
maneuver.
The fuck are you talking about?
Hello.
We're talking about the pincer maneuver.
You're being rude here, Ben.
Derail us like this?
Yeah, it's pretty rude.
Oh,
of you.
someone didn't get an intro, now he's all stropping.
We did give him an intro.
I don't think we did.
I did. I said Ben.
You're right, Ben, they did. Are you happy now?
I didn't say his last name because obviously he's on a list. Didn't want him to.
We started.
Yeah.
God, so far so fucking good. Jesus Christ.
We started off quite well with the sound test, and I decided to just take it from there.
Of
And now-
course, you're a scumbag. Is that what you're saying?
Did you not
awful.
did you not get it from hey guys, welcome to the Chappy Chat Podcast?
Yeah, and then me
the
literally introducing
introductions?
everyone else. It wasn't a test. If I was going to test, I'd just shout some sort of racial slur and then see if it came through all right. You know?
Alright, are you happy now, Ben? We started.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ben Willis. I'm your.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
Right, back to what we were talking about. What the
Right.
fuck's the pincer maneuver?
The pincer maneuver. The positioned hole is ready for rumbling. And they don't necessarily need to know that the pincer movement is about to begin. And what you do is, this is how Ben got on a list, by the way. You and a friend
What?
charge the person and
Right.
and try and stick your dicks in the same hole at once from different angles.
What?
Right.
So
I
it's
thought-
like a surprise attack.
So wait. So there's two of you
Hmm
and one hole,
Yeah.
and you attack it.
Yeah.
You two. But what if your dicks touch? That's gay.
Well, well,
Don't want that.
Soliata said no
happened
means
with-
no.
Oh, Ben, please, not TTS. Not during the
Oh.
podcast. I can't edit that out.
I think.
What you said, Axel? Something about being gay.
Yeah.
You like traps?
Traps aren't good.
This is an argument formed by generations. Traps. Are they gay?
Instant.
So, with the whole trap thing, right? Is it a female wanting to, like...
No.
No?
It's a boy who...
Explain to me the mechanics of it.
Mechanics.
Actually,
Yeah.
will explain.
I don't quite get it.
What a trap is.
Yeah.
It's a boy.
It's
Oh,
a
there you
trap.
go.
It is
A
a
male.
trap.
Who looks like a girl.
So you
dressed
think
like
it's a girl, and
absolutely.
you're like, oh, that's a hot girl, and then that's where the trap comes in.
Yeah.
But if it's a male,
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
and another male,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
That is gay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dick only makes it better.
Oh yeah, actually, I'm not saying gay's a bad thing here.
I think the argument comes from, our trap's gay with the whole people are like, well, I wouldn't bang a man, but I would bang a trap. So it's like that's their argument.
Bang a man, so it's a bit of a moot point, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. See, I wouldn't bang a man, but I will bang a man dressed up as a female.
Yeah.
I think most people who like fap to traps, fap to like anime shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Axel.
Wait, what?
speaking of anime, have you watched any good TV shows or movies lately? You think?
Yes.
Supernatural. I've been watching Supernatural and
Oh,
Star Trek
it's
for the
good,
last
isn't it?
2 weeks, dude.
Supernatural's
What's
great.
it like? I don't watch TV. So.
Yeah.
Supernatural's good. I
Get in that, boy.
watched like 2 seasons of it, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I got up to the bit, spoiler alert, where his brother dies and he goes to hell to save his brother's life, and he comes out of hell and it's like, well, where the fuck am I?
Oh.
And then like fists his way to victory. They got done for like credit card theft, like in the middle of the show.
Wait, who?
In the TV show, they're
Alright.
like monster hunters. They hunt like ghosts and shit. And
No
the
one
way
else knows
and the way they get
have to keep
by,
it secret.
yeah, they have to keep it secret. And the way they get by is they basically commit credit card theft. So they take out credit cards, spend all the money on them, and then don't pay them back. They give them like fake names and stuff. And like halfway through
So, like, from
one of the
Wallets and stuff.
episodes, they just get arrested, like, and thrown in jail for credit card theft. Gets the electric chair in the end. Bit of a short show.
Mm.
No, I watched David Brent Life on the Road. It's good. I liked it. Yeah.
Is he still going?
What?
Wait. David
Living
Brandon?
on the road.
Idiot Abroad, right? Or is that someone else?
Who?
Idiot Abroad.
That's it's Ricky Gervais and Cole Pilkington.
That's Carl Pilkington, mate.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Ricky Gervais is just on the phone calling Cole a round-headed twat.
Did you hear, Harry? The mother from Alaskan Bush people.
No.
She's going for a second round of chemotherapy.
No, she-
Oh god, yeah, she's got cancer, isn't she?
Yeah, let's hope this one goes well.
Her tooth went fucked, and then
Yeah.
For anyone that
Can't
doesn't
be-
know what Alaskan Bush people is, for the
Probably
three
the
of you that are watching,
greatest, the greatest.
listen, season 2
reality
was a
TV.
disappointment. Season 1 was an action-packed, just
Yeah.
amazing show. They're like in the
To be-
forest, they're building their house, they're like
Yeah.
getting into arguments with the locals and shit. I was like,
Then
oh, this
then the
is
locals
great.
come back. The locals come back and like, hey, do you need a hand? You know, it's getting a bit wind. It's getting a bit snowy here.
And then they help them out. It's
But then
such a-
that night,
And then there's
Oh.
then old Cletus comes out with his shotgun and starts shooting at him. Yeah, so there's this family of like, what, like 7 or 8?
I think there's 7.
Yeah, and there's like a load of kids, but they're like all adults nearly.
Yeah, and they're just
um,
they're just in the Alaskan bush.
yeah, just living in the wild, like.
Yeah.
But it's not really that wild because they like always make sure to build a house near a town. They
Yeah.
often go to the town for supplies. They're not really much of foragers, but and yeah, and then the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
season was annoying because they like lived in a city for like a year.
Yeah, and
And I was like, what the
it was
hell
like a
is
transition
this?
period. It was not good. It was not good.
I was like, this is so lame. And they had like a boat and they drove out to this land and they're like, yeah, we could live here. This is nice. And then their boat fucking blows up. It's Hello Akbar. Like,
No,
That wasn't-
it gets 9/11. Yeah, and
Not
then
that boat.
yeah, their boat. They like take the boat out, and then on the way back, it doesn't even show it. It's just like Between filming, the boat fucking blew up. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
great. He's like, I got this boat for a good deal. And then, like, 10 minutes later, he nearly kills his whole family.
Yeah.
with this shoddy boat he bought for, like, 10 quid. Yeah. Well,
You
it's
got
'cause
two boats for one though.
they did get two
Yeah.
boats. But didn't they just start, like, taking parts of one of them and, like, sticking it on the other or something?
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while.
Stupid.
Sounds proper ramshackle.
Mhm.
It's honestly, Axel, it's your type of show. They're all hillbillies and shit.
Just like you, Axel.
Yeah, just like you.
Yeah.
It's your thing.
Love the roots.
Boy, that takes me back.
Takes me back to when I was in Texas.
Living outdoors.
What was
Got a
Texas?
skeleton hand. What does that do?
Ben, you fucking hell. This is a podcast and you're playing Terraria asking what the items do. Can you
Yeah,
not?
it's like a grappling hook, by the way, people, for anyone that doesn't know.
Oh.
Terraria corner with Tristan. Hi Tristan,
You're
what
right.
can you tell us? What's on the report tonight for Terraria?
Terraria just entered Halloween, and that's it.
Sweet.
Damn.
17 frogs in my inventory. Let's
Yeah.
tackle this dungeon.
What the?
Getting a collection. Getting a collection.
Why'd you
Yeah.
fucking frogs? What's wrong with you?
Frogs?
Let's
What's
stop
wrong with
this.
you?
What?
They're the best. They're the only good item in this game.
Gotta fucking go.
Right, I think it's time for the sports corner.
For the what? Sports?
Sports corner with
Where's
with
Who?
Jelly's Marble
Should we get
Racing.
should we get
What?
someone else in for the sports corner? I don't think any of us qualify.
It's Jelly's Marble
There's
Marble
sports.
Races.
They're doing stuff.
Oh,
It's
Marble
hap-
Madness.
It's happening. Yeah.
Literally the only sports on the planet.
Yeah, the only good sport anyway. Fuck.
Team Green Gang.
Tristan,
What,
for
like,
any of our 4 listeners, do you want to let them know what Jelly's Marble Racing is? Because I can almost guarantee they have no idea what it is.
so basically, there's this guy,
Mhm.
most likely a virgin.
Probably.
Yeah.
A
So-
slight
so
bit of
he's-
autism in there as well. Just,
No.
In a good way.
mm-mm.
Yeah. If you're, if you're
The
listening,
practical way.
if you're listening, Jelly, please like
It is
buff the Green Gang because they're not doing too well.
Low key,
Buff
let me
them.
come and like commentate.
Yeah, like just do
We love to commentate.
just you know,
loves to
the
watch.
jungle jumpers, you know, just give them a head start.
The
'em
jungle
win.
jumpers are so shit.
No, they're just mistreated and unfair.
Right, so
Um,
what this? Right,
anyway.
Tristan, yeah, explain what it is.
There's these marbles, right? A team of marble usually consists of 4 marbles, and they go through these series of events, and it's basically like a tournament. You know, the team wins, they get points,
Indeed.
and
Yeah.
green team,
They're
green gang
allowed
for
to
life.
win.
Green gang for life. That's all I can say.
It's all about the
green.
limers. They basically, it's like
No.
What?
The limers are like not good. They do drugs.
Lyme's disease? What are you
There's,
talking
Listen, the
about?
there's
limers-
allegations.
Listen, the
It's a
limers, the
strong
lime,
allegation.
look, it's just a slight bit of steroids helps them get out of bed in the morning. So basically,
But
what?
their stories aren't even good. They're like
You get out of the bed in the morning as well, yeah.
they're still mid-table.
No, I just take a
Like-
big old slice of cake, get me out of bed.
It's all natural. It's healthier than steroids. Don't
On a
put
real
it in my
note, Ben,
body.
At least my dick
you
doesn't
should-
shrink.
You should watch the
Oh.
Marble Olympics with us.
The Marble Olympics
Yeah.
is basically this thing where this guy has all these marbles set up and he does all
Oh,
these
of
tournaments with
course.
them. So he sets up these courses at Lego and shit, and they have to like this one where they have to. He releases all the marbles and they're on a team. Each marble represents a team,
Did I not fucking say that?
and and there's one event where they spin around down like a
Yeah.
plug hole, and there's like several plug holes. That
To
they
be
can fall
fair,
down.
the Limers are pretty good at that. I think.
They are strong contenders. So are the Pinkies though. The Pinkies.
The Pinkies are pretty good, but
Pinkies are
also so the Oranges. The Oranges are
Yeah.
pretty decent at that one as well.
They're all
And
teams.
This
Jungle
is
Jumpers aren't good. No.
this is a whole sport, right? That has been built by one man with an insane marble collection and a
Is
lot
it a
of Lego.
sport though?
I'd like to I'd like to confirm that you guys are in fact talking about small balls of metal or glass or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not
marbles.
actual human living people that are actually doing anything.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah,
one man.
yeah.
He just releases the marbles, and they all
Fuck human sports.
are a part of the
This is
team.
where it's at.
It's all RNG with marbles. That's what makes it so
Yeah.
interesting. And for whatever reason,
Oh.
certain marbles do a lot better than others. Like
Yeah.
the jungle jumpers,
like-
for example, they're shit. They like lose every event.
No,
Whereas
but the thing is with jungle jumpers, you got jump, you got hop, you got leap.
they got
They've
cool
all got
names.
character. They've got also they're a sick design. They're like translucent green.
And I liked the event where they didn't participate because they had stayed up late the previous night drinking, and they couldn't make it to the event because
Honestly, they won one event and they won archery. To be fair, they won it by a landslide.
This is
Archery?
a marble archer.
Good win, lads.
An archery.
Good win, lads.
archery. I didn't even see this. How do they do archery?
They just fling the marbles at a wall, at like a coloured wall, and whatever colour they hit, that corresponds to like the points they get.
He's got to
Damn.
build a narrative though. Like the guy behind it, he can't just leave it all to RNG. Surely there's
Yeah.
got to be some sort of like he
Well,
must do it
fixing
3 or
the
4
games.
times until he gets like an interesting result, and then puts that in. So you
You
never
trying
know.
to, are you trying to suggest foul
Yeah.
play in the Marble Olympics?
Listen,
Sounds
Things could do to a man.
let's just say the jungle jumpers, they give bribes. Let's just say they give bribes.
The jungle jumpers don't give enough bribes because they fucking come out last every event. What are you talking about? Give bribes?
They low key give bribes.
Wait, I'm starting to think the limes are a bit suspicious here.
Whoa. No allegation, guys, to get sued for defamation.
Mm. You, Mr. Oceanic over there.
Yeah,
You
listen.
guys are riding high on like.
Let's get off the topic
You're
of
like
fucking
you're like.
marbles.
Imagine
No,
a normal human listening to this absurdity that you
They
people
probably
are
have
talking
no
about.
Ben,
idea what we're talking
you
about.
should totally get into it. It's so fun.
I'm not gonna get into it. It sounds amazing.
Honestly, after this, we're all gonna watch the Marble 2016 Olympics, and it's gonna be sick. If you look up in chat, Ben, Marble Olympic Games Part 1. We're all gonna watch it later after this.
Right.
We're gonna
Axel,
cheer our team on.
there's something I wanted to actually ask Axel.
No, hey.
Axel, you, as we all know, are a filthy foreigner.
Oh, no. And Rumble.
Filthy.
I've been bamboozled. And I just wanted to know if you remember anything.
No, hey.
What was it like growing up in Texas? You know?
I can answer for him. I can answer for him.
Yeah, give me the answer.
It was shit.
Hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was very hot. And like in the summer, you'd had to sleep with all the windows open. You had to have a fan in every room on all night. You couldn't sleep because the fan was too loud. Oh,
Did you have a basement?
no. Didn't have a basement. And,
You ever get tornadoed?
no,
What
luckily.
about hurricane?
You
I know
know,
that's a big
so
problem.
you know your current living situation in where you live.
Yeah.
So when you're in Texas, was it like you're in like a big fancy house, or was it just kind of similar to what you're like now? Because I know living in America is cheaper than it is, like a lot cheaper than it is here. Like housing's
the
cheaper. Living
Houses
itself
are
is
designed very differently.
They're made
Well,
of
actually,
wood, aren't
They're
they?
they're all wood, yeah.
They're all
Cheap to
you
build, cheap to
rarely
repair,
get
easy to break.
at least where I live back then, you rarely get 2-story houses. So it's all like one floor. So they'd be big, but only because there was only one floor. So all the rooms would be on one floor.
Right.
Like a bungalow.
Yeah, kind of. But
Sure, please.
I don't know. It was about the same size, I guess. Like 2
But-
bedrooms,
Yeah.
living room, kitchen, dining room.
What did your dad do there? Same that he does now.
No, he worked as a cashier at a local supermarket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did he get into like science stuff?
Drugs.
Yeah,
Selling
probably.
drugs to children.
Like,
Oh god.
yeah, the French.
Fucking
Shit. I don't know.
coming over here selling their fancy French drugs like baguettes.
French,
Taking
Oh,
our
fucking
Englishmen
frog legs.
England's jobs. How dare
Oh.
they?
Those frog's
Yeah.
legs will fuck you up.
I had kidneys last night. They're pretty great.
With
Nice.
kidneys.
Yeah, kidneys and what do you call it? Crème fraîche.
Like pate.
Oh shit.
Pate.
Pate is
No.
French, isn't it?
Pate.
Yeah.
It's just
Pate.
French
Hey,
for
it's
paste,
cake.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Pate.
Meat paste.
Patoo.
Patil.
Oh. Not as good as Putin though, boys. Who
Represent.
represent the whole nation? It's fucking day.
Bacon nation.
Vape Nish. How you doing?
Did you see TB was on the History podcast?
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, total biscuit.
Talking about his cancer.
Yeah, he was. He said he was estimated to live 2 years. 2 years ago.
Oh,
Damn.
And
that's not good.
no, he's gone past what they said he was going to live.
He just drops down in the
It's
middle.
not like he's in the podcast with a fucking like an IV
From
meter
the
on.
ER clinic.
It was
Oh
like,
god.
oh. No, he looked alright. He reminds me of your brother Tristan. The way he talks and like the way he sits and holds himself.
Mm.
Yeah, like he's very static.
Could that be the autism?
Could be.
I
well,
think
it's
Turtle
all
Biscuit's autistic.
Who?
I think Turtle Biscuit's autistic.
You think he is?
I think.
Let's see what Wikipedia
He
says.
has. He has some illness or something. No, not that. That as well. But it's like where he said if he drinks something too cold or touches something too cold, his throat can seize up and he'll die.
That sounds like a load of whole bollocks right there. Not gonna lie.
The Englishman in the winter.
He said like if he has to wear gloves, like if he holds a very cold drink or something, you know, and all that sort of thing.
Pretty.
Like he can't drink anything that isn't room temperature.
Wait, if he touches it, and it, I'm confused.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
So if he touches it with his finger, his throat seizes up.
Something like that.
Maybe it's like a instinct thing, like a reaction type thing,
Oh my god, I think
But,
that's just described.
like an evolutionary thing, like back in the day, monkeys and that.
Just gotta
Kickstart.
apologise to anyone listening because they can probably hear my sister screaming in the other room. Don't
What's she
worry.
screaming about? What's
Fucking who
happening?
knows? What isn't she screaming about?
Murderer.
I'll just go get the tranquilizer dart. We should be allowed tranquilizer darts, really, to deal with children.
Yeah.
Like the way they scream and shit. Just,
I don't.
you know,
I don't think I don't think that's how tranquilizers work.
just
No.
put it down.
I'm sure they're pretty unhealthy.
No,
Not good for you.
don't do it too
You
often.
slip a little horse tranquilizer in your kid's milk before you put them out like a
Listen.
light.
I put a
Listen.
cat in there.
If they're
Oh.
squealing and you keep warning them whilst you're holding the gun, you're like, don't, look, stop screaming. You're gonna get the dart.
Made me do this.
Don't.
My
But
hand.
you're not gonna like it. And then they keep squealing. You them, you know, they're down. Like 2 hours later, they wake up all nauseous, like throwing up and shit. You're like, no, you're not gonna scream again, are you? And the second they start screaming, you just pull out the gun and they'll just stop. You know, it's a great parenting technique.
Oh damn.
With the gun instead of like a blowpipe. You've got like a full like bolt action rifle.
Used for taking down elephants. It's in there, ready to rock
Put
and
a
roll.
tranquilizer dart through the back of them.
Oh no, the tranquilizer
of the
dart's
head.
about the same size as their arm.
Oh my god, it's straight through them.
Oh no, poor little Timmy.
he,
Couldn't.
Yeah.
he literally didn't see it coming. Aimed for the back of the head.
He was in a tower with a rifle, like 300 yards away. Literally could see it coming. Oh my god.
Ripperoni.
Natural selection, am I right? You know, there's people that like believe in that shit. Like they still want natural selection to be a thing. Like they say,
I'm writing a project on that.
Not
Yeah,
Next
natural selection.
topic, yeah. On why people don't believe it and sort of the social side of it, of natural
Ooh.
selection and evolution. Yeah.
Interesting.
Flat earther.
Not really, but cool. Thanks for trying, Exeter.
thanks for coming down.
Yeah, it's really not interesting at all unless you're a fucking nerd like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it more scientific and social?
Probably more social than scientific. I'm gonna add like a little bit of science in there, like why. I don't know.
You could
What
just
I'm gonna
show
do.
animal trees and like how
Mm.
they work.
Animal trees.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do like a bit of, you know, genetics, whatever, to show evidence for, and I guess I could show evidence against, and then like talk about how it's all fucking stupid and
You could talk
how.
about rabbits. They're pretty
Go
interesting
on.
when it comes to natural selection.
They're
They are.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They have techniques. Like for
That's
example,
like.
rabbits are
Mm,
very good at hiding illness because
mm.
if they reveal that they're ill, a predator will see that they're an easy target. So that's why if you have a pet rabbit, it will probably just die before you realise it has anything wrong with it.
You know what, Harry? I'm putting that in the essay right now.
I mean, you're welcome.
Yeah. There's also a thing
But
about
rabbits
there's
is
also a thing about
going at
hedgehogs
it.
that
Hedgehogs, yeah.
yeah, they've got two defense mechanisms: either curl up into a ball
Or whip
or
out their
run
dicks.
away.
It's like my defense mechanisms.
Yeah. Against the bullies. So now becoming more urban, the majority of the defense mechanism is roll up in the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But now in a more urban hedgehogs,
Herb.
curling up in a ball on the side of the road
Yeah.
doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't
They
really work
join
against a lorry.
street gangs instead.
Yeah. So they
You mess with our boy, we mess you.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
exactly.
all curl up in balls. Just start rolling
And then they get
around.
run over. They get squished.
Yeah, they do. And then that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
the gang comes out with the baseball bats and fuck up the guy that just ran over John. Drag about the car.
Do you know foxes have? Speaking of hedgehogs, foxes have been pretty clever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when a hedgehog rolls up in a ball,
Mhm.
foxes can't really get them.
Mhm.
Do you know what they do?
Hey, wait.
No, they push them into a lake. They roll them into
They
roll them
grab
into
them and
water.
they fly up really high and they drop them onto a rock to crack open the shell.
Yeah. Are hedgehogs spiky then?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they look it and stuff.
What?
But like I've seen. Well, I always thought hedgehogs had like very sharp, pointy bits. But ever since I've seen all these
What
videos,
are you talking about?
well, because ever since I've seen all these videos of people like stroking them, I'm like,
What's
they
that?
can't be that sharp, can they? They
It's
just
like,
put their hands right on there. You know, if you think
Oh
about
my
it,
god!
you put your hand on a spike, you're gonna get spiked. But now these people just sit there stroking it, and I just sort of think,
Hedgehog?
are they
What?
that spiky?
They're probably like a defense
Hedgehog,
mechanism.
like IRL.
Bristle.
You never seen a hedgehog?
I've seen
Wait,
hedgehogs, yeah. I know
I-
they're spiky, but I mean, I didn't know
I
if
can't
their
fathom.
spikes were actually that dangerous.
But here, what would they have?
So
with
actually
it?
blue and move really fast, or is that propagated by the media? Or what are you talking about? Of course they're spiky.
Yeah, but I've seen
Bonk.
people stroke. That's racist. I've seen people stroking them and stuff, and I'm like, they can't be that.
You can
Can't be that bad.
It's probably more defense against like
Yeah.
teeth rather than touch.
Harry, it works. Alright,
Direction.
let's
So
leave
you
it
can-
at that.
All
You
right.
can stroke from like the nose to the butt, and you're
You
just
can
gonna
you can stroke opposite sort of the way it's going. You know, against it.
like a dog. You don't brush
Yeah.
from its tail to its head because its fur goes the other way,
Yeah, which is
and
not
you'd,
very
you'd
good.
anger it.
Yeah.
My dog Das, he's chill. He
Yeah.
don't need no fur. I have one of those naked
All over
naked
it in every
dogs.
direction.
I have one of those skinless, hairless dogs.
Ew.
Yeah, we just shave him.
We wax them.
He ate my takeaway once, so
No.
got the razor out.
Oh no.
He's actually eaten 2 of my takeaways.
Yeah.
It's really
You
sad.
just leave them out.
It's actually really
I had
sad.
a takeaway today.
It was in the
Weird.
old house. It's not in the new house, but in the old house, I'd just like, Mum would be like, "Oh, your takeaways." This is when we sort of first got him. So when we like first got him, so he wasn't so, you know, he wasn't as trained. He was just like a little
Mm.
shit. And my mum's like, "Oh, your kebabs in the kitchen." I was like, "Oh, sweet." Walk out like 5 minutes later, and it's just on the floor, half eaten, and my dog's looking real guilty. And I was just ready to cry.
God.
That's when the belt came out.
That's when you punted it over the bridge.
Oh no.
The dog a rescue.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, he is a rescue. He's from Wood Green Animal Shelter.
Where?
Wood
Gosh.
Green Animal Shelter. We went
Damn
in.
well.
He was a little
Do you
doggo.
know do you know the postcode for that?
No. 69420.
Like,
Blaze it.
yeah. That'd be- yeah, that'd be-
That's it. Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah. Sounds like the correct postal code formation.
Almost.
I just need a stamp and we're good to go.
Yeah.
What are you on the
Send them my
postcode?
regards.
What are you talking about?
Hello, I'd like
don't
to
know.
return the dog. Why?
You need my
Enclosed in the envelope, you will find the dog.
Well, half of him. We couldn't fit him in one.
God.
The rest of him's coming in a dog-sized box.
Oh, no.
Thought we'd send his legs early.
Where's box?
What's this image you put in?
What's the image?
Oh,
Evening, fellas.
we're being distracted by memes.
Sorry.
Oh,
Lots,
God.
lots of Will Hedgehogs.
That's not what that says.
Well, it could be, alright. It could be.
Oh.
Well, it's not that many people. There's only 8 wheels in that.
Yeah.
Well, it's oh yeah, it is actually.
This group has 9 members,
Well,
Axel.
including
liar.
himself, I imagine. The man who isn't called Will Hodgson.
Yeah, what is his name? We'll never know.
Can you fuck off, mate? Will Hodgson has left the group.
Evening, fellas.
Oh, God.
Ew. You're right there,
That's an
Ben.
ear rape.
That wasn't me.
I think it was me.
Oh,
It's definitely you.
is that your baby sister? Or toddler sister?
Probably.
Well,
Well, this is interesting.
What's interesting, Harry?
The fact we're saying fuck all. Oh dear. How long have we been recording?
alright. Hey, Harry.
Like
Hey.
half an hour?
Hey,
Harry.
hey,
Hey.
hey, hey!
Like,
Hi.
got a Halloween goodie bag.
What'd you get?
Inside was a fox costume.
What does the
Whoa.
fox say?
It's not.
An awful meme. Popular.
I just cannot stand it. Why are there so many shit memes that become so popular?
Oh, no. No.
Like there's a lot.
What?
That's-
What?
There's a lot of solid memes out there.
Some of those don't get recognised.
I can't think of any
Yeah.
memes that were like I really, thought, wow, this is great, and then took it by the horns and
I heard
really.
that you love Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Rick, Harry. Everybody loves Pickle Rick.
You have to be stupid or something not to get it.
Yeah, as soon as you're intelligent.
I
Yeah,
used to
Harry.
love Pickle Rick until
Whoa.
it was thrown in my face about 8 million times, and now I've grown to hate it, thanks to
Like-
it
like
becoming
Keegan.
a meme.
Like who?
Keegan. Keegan's probably not listening because it doesn't. He's not in the video, so
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
he's not going to watch this.
I'm interested to see what music we get for this,
What
for
do you
the
mean?
outro, because
There's
obviously
only-
I can make the music.
it's like breaking the fourth wall, you know.
I'm a professional DJ.
All right, I'll drop you a beat.
Go on.
Mm.
This is what you meant to sing.
Oh, hi.
I love how breathy and awful that is.
Yeah.
I can really feel it on the back of my neck.
Oh, God.
We'll just have like that. I don't need to sing.
Wicca.
Yeah, that's stuff like
Because
that.
he's painted
No.
it with that racial slur.
Shit. Fucking wigger.
Whoa!
Axel!
Oh, I didn't say
Please.
nothing.
Don't worry, no one would have listened this far. It's fine.
American, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's alright.
And
I have the
I want,
right.
there's like
What?
so many games I want to buy, but I don't have the
Yeah, I
funds
have
to buy them.
99 games on Steam and I probably play 6 of them. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like an addiction at this point. And I've
Yeah.
got a load of. I mean, I find playing like you go through sort of stages where all you play is Blizzard games for like 6 months, and then
Yeah.
you start rotating back to Steam games for a bit, and you only play like 3 Steam games. Like,
Yeah.
well, we
Or-
tried doing that with Rust about an hour ago, and you
Oh,
saw how
fuck,
well that
That
went.
worked,
Yeah,
yeah.
that went real well. When we just got absolutely fucked.
Like, mind your own business, stay up for first base, and like,
Yeah.
two tryhards with rocket launchers show up.
We had nothing.
Harry had a bow, and then I had a spear.
Yeah, I think I had the best weapon. It was a
Yeah,
bow.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Tristan was AFK.
Tristan was eating his dinner.
What a shit show.
Tristan-
They
Tristan-
came along.
Oh,
We ran into these two little guys earlier, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry. Oh, sorry, we were shooting at you because some naked had an AK.
hmm
Bitch, do we look like some naked with an AK?" And then they came back. Oh, sorry, we raided you because we thought you were setting up a raid base.
yeah.
Just fucking if you want raiders, tell us you want a raiders. Don't come up with some shitty excuse.
Yeah.
And then
And
what was it?
we're really cocky about it.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Thanks for the chauffeur, mate." Look at my
Yeah, it was
profile
a
picture of a
neutral
mushroom.
it was a neutral raid. You know, we got back as much as we spent. You know, it was more of a defensive pack. You know.
Then,
Shut up, twat. You got 2 VAC bans. What are you talking about?
So, but Tristan's brother works at Valve, so he's
Oh,
gonna get
yeah.
Yeah, his brother worked at Valve, of course. Yeah, of course he did.
The
He
more
was
he
the- he was the
talked, the more
cleaner.
like the younger he sounded, like the way
Yeah.
he wrote his shit.
Mm.
He put you instead of
Stuff like
actual
that.
you.
I had very simple.
Yeah, anyone that
Amazing.
types U, letter U instead of YOU is a cretin.
Oh.
And low-key illiterate.
Oh.
Well, not so low key if they're putting the fucking letter U. My mum said
Oh.
my mum complimented me on my texting the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Person I text the
Cool.
most. She said I never look at your texts when you send me them and say, "Oh, missed a comma there." Like, she's like, I never look at it and think that it's just a mess. She's
God,
like,
you just brag about everything, don't you? Harry?
listen, I need to stroke my dick somehow, right?
I just can't reach it.
Gotta get through
Oh,
16
no.
layers of obesity first and diabetes. Oh fuck! I was watching that
Excellent.
a video of someone playing the new South Park game,
Oh yeah.
and they were like, there was Captain
Is it-
Diabetes,
Oh yeah.
superhero, and he's like, I will go into my diabetes shock, and then he just like drinks some apple juice and goes mad. He has to insulin himself. It's pretty funny. He dies at one point because he realizes he's ran out of insulin after he drinks a load of apple juice. He goes into diabetic shock and dies.
Oh no.
Oh, I love apple juice.
Oh,
Oh, it's so sad. I don't know how Callum's still alive.
No.
He
awful.
just
He's so bad at it.
so bad
Is
at
he the
being a
one that only
diabetes.
drinks Pepsi?
He eats just so much.
Isn't the only reason he's not like morbidly obese because of the diabetes, or is that?
Yeah.
I don't know
Pretty
how
fat.
that works.
He used to be fat and round and cute.
Mm.
He used to look Asian as well. Like he used to be like so chubby that his eyes were chubby as well. So you could
Yeah.
barely see him. So he was like a little cute little Asian.
The Asian chubby boy.
Asian babies are the cutest babies. Okay.
Baby.
I disagree.
I disagree as well. Your family's babies are the cutest babies. Like you look at a baby that
I do. Babies are gross and ugly.
Yeah?
All of them.
Mate, that sounds like a contradiction right there, Ben. Asian babies are cute. All of them are all gross. That's a bit of a contradiction there, Ben. Oh,
Sorry, my mother was calling me.
you're trying to get out of it, Ben.
What's Ben Chan?
He's been caught up in a contradiction.
What did he say?
All Asian babies are cute.
Mm-hmm.
A minute later, all babies are disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Except Asian babies. Asian babies not being cute was the obvious. You see how angry I am? I can't even talk.
I'm gonna find a picture of an ugly Asian baby, just to prove Ben wrong.
And all the ones out of it. We're not.
Wait, what's this story? Wait a second, we might have just found a snoop. So something. A Chinese man divorced and then sued his ex-wife for giving birth to what he called an extremely ugly baby girl.
Oh my god.
It's just the plastic surgery thing. His wife got plastic surgery and didn't tell him, so they had a really, really ugly baby, and he divorced her and sued her because of it.
What? Sure, it's like 50% his fault though.
Yeah, but she was really stingly ugly, but got plastic surgery to hide it, and never told him.
Oh, still like.
And when they had a kid, it was
disgusting.
Still, and he popped out and he was like, "Oh God, what? No,
this isn't mine."
Put it back in.
God.
No, he just found a bath. He's probably Chinese.
Needs longer in the oven.
If it was Chinese, you'd just find a bathtub.
Or a bin bag.
Wait, what?
Initially, Jiang Feng accused his wife of infidelity, so
it means actual. They put him in a plastic bag and throw him in the landfill.
When a DNA test proved that the baby was his, Fang's wife came clean. On a little secret, before they met, she had undergone about $100,000 worth of cosmetic surgery in South Korea. There you go, Ben. It's the same story. Fang sued his wife on the grounds of. Can you stop putting messages in? They're coming through. People are going to be able to hear
They
these.
just get dropped. Hello.
Fang sued his ex-wife on the grounds of.
Bye.
For fuck's sake.
Hello.
This is a fucking nightmare.
It made the noise at me like I'd been dropped.
Fang sued his wife on the grounds of false pretenses for not telling him about the plastic surgery, and duping him into thinking she was beautiful. The kicker? He won! A judge agreed Fang's argument and ordered his ex-wife to fork over 120k. Okay, my mum's hoovering now. We're going to end this. Alright, it's been emotional. I hope you enjoyed this absolute shit show. I imagine with practice these will get better.
See you later, crackers.
No.
Wow.
Like 20 minutes.
Say, I'm allowed to say crackers.
It's been like 50 minutes. It's been a long time.
Like 45 minutes just talking about shit.
Yeah, it's been alright. Alright, if you are listening and you have gone this far, God bless you. And what's wrong with it? Right, this Hoover is. I'm worried that they can hear this. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you like the outro music that we're going to insert right now.